Fae cooter we've travelled over the hills and far awa, to Glenlivet. Some folk I ken would say this is as near paradise as you can get. To mark our visit I've composed a tune which I've named the Livet Brig. I hope you enjoy the music and the glory o' the glen.